Ladies and gentlemen, Trump's CFO, Alan Weisselberg, will not flip on Trump. I think the chances are very low. I don't see him flipping on the president. I don't see any reason for him to betray or turn on Trump. There's absolutely nothing they have on this man, either men. They needed Trump's tax returns. Well, before we get to that, there is just, if you look at the information and the journalism from before 2018 or 2017, How Trump Invented Trump, Inside the Empire, by Max Abelson, September 3rd, 2015, Bloomberg. You can read the article below. There's nothing here about Russian interference or financial ties to Putin or, overinflating the values of properties or insurance problems or an inability to get bank loans. He just got a $1.2 billion bank loan. There's nothing here. And you can look. Try to find an article before 2016 that had anything to do with Trump and the Kremlin. Some kind of nefarious tie. Try to find an article before 2016 in the New York Times, Bloomberg, the Washington Post, any financial publication, Forbes, that said that, yes, he had issues with bankruptcies, but he didn't have any issues with intelligence operatives, and he didn't have any problems with banks. He was never involved in any kind of state criminal investigation. Usually these types of people, they talk about Trump being this criminal mastermind. It's like they're actually trying to reinvent Donald Trump and turn him into the Clintons. It's actually the Clintons, and very likely the Bidens, and others, who sold stock right before the downturn last year, like establishment Republicans and Democrats, Richard Burr and Dianne Feinstein. And was it Kelly Loeffler, right after a classified meeting that gave them perhaps information that they would know to sell stocks at a higher price. But anyway, he never had a problem making money. He never had a problem rebuilding himself. He never had a problem getting loans. This man built a brand so he could put his name on a building, not even own most of the building at all, maybe even a small percentage of the building. But he would put his name on a building, or he could put his name on a building, and then generate a great deal of revenue and profit. He has golf courses. He had The Apprentice. He was a part of Americana, even though Democrats and media don't want to admit that. He had no problems in terms of these grandiose allegations. Every single time. And hit subscribe to this channel right now, and hit subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel. That's below in the pinned comment. We're almost at 16,000 subscribers. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get to 20,000 subs and 30,000 subs on H.A. Goodman's other channel. That is so important, and if you enjoy my voice, if you like my thought process, please subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel. It's below in the pinned comment. The first link you see in the pinned comment. Tell everyone you know about this channel, but everybody you know also about H.A. Goodman's other channel. If you enjoy my writing, if you enjoy my voice, and you can go to hagoodman.com to read my writing in The Hill, the Huffington Post, Salon, the Jerusalem Post, the Federalist, the Daily Caller, the Times of Israel, other publications, and you could see my debates. But this man, Alan Weisselberg, has worked with him since the 70s. He's Trump's chief financial officer. Where's the evidence? There's nothing in this Bloomberg article that talks about any state probe investigation, federal investigation into Trump, allegations of, horrendous misconduct from a financial sense. There are things you could say about President Trump. Oh, well, you know what? He abandoned the USFL after buying it, or his I think it was in Scotland. His golf course ruined these ancient dunes. I think it was in Scotland, but like, you can say things about President Trump in terms of his personality if you don't like his personality, or the way he conducts business. But you cannot say that there's any evidence that he ever was engaged in the criminal activity he's accused of. They're going after him for purely political reasons. They're not going after him for the rule of law. Because if they cared about the rule of law, they'd go after their own political side with the same intensity and enthusiasm and passion, with the same apoplectic, hysterical zeal. But they don't. The same energy they use to try to take down Trump is the same energy they use to prop themselves up and cover up any of Hunter's emails or Clinton's emails, or all their emails incriminate them. I mean, they can't type an email without incriminating themselves. That's why they have to go in overdrive. They have every single possible advantage, from late-night talk show hosts to intelligence operatives to an actual entire city and state going after one man. And they still barely have an advantage or a majority in Congress. And that's going to end in 2022. And when that ends, you'll have Trump Republicans. You won't have the Paul Ryan. I mean, this man, Paul Ryan, is a hilarious joke. He's the reason that he's one of the reasons. He's the embodiment of why Trump won. It's not even the Democratic Party. It's people like Paul Ryan and Mitt Romney. It's the establishment Republicans who care more about media than actually doing what's right, or removing Americans from never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts like President Trump, which is one of the main reason I voted for President Trump, in addition to a whole bunch of other things. And that doesn't yes, Paul Ryan and establishment Republicans or never Trumpers or rhinos are horrendous, but that doesn't mean that Marjorie Taylor Greene is should be the face of the Republican Party. No. You don't need, the Republican AOC is green, but the difference is that AOC can say anything. It doesn't matter how absurd. And there's an enormous media apparatus that just gives a soft landing to whatever twisted and it could be the most idiotic comment, and you'd get social media and favorable coverage, but you will get Yad Vashem telling AOC, hey, learn more about the time period, and completely refuting her distorted and warped claims about basically revisionist historical claims. Oh, and by the way, the facilities are being used by our beloved President Biden right now without the same reaction. But anyway, the point is this. One way to find out if somebody has had a history of criminality is look the past 30 years. Can you find articles in the past 30 years or 40 years about the Clintons? You sure can. Oh my goodness, the media's been so difficult on us. You can find endless articles when media was actually not in the tank for the Democratic Party and more objective. You could find endless articles on potential criminality, scandals, controversies. Where's the same type of research you can do with Trump? How about nothing until recently? Because almost all of political media has been leveled against Trump. They're going after this man because they want retribution. They don't care if he'll defeat them in court. They don't care at all. It doesn't matter to them. It doesn't matter whether or not he defeats them in court, as long as they get a couple years worth or 4 years worth of negative media coverage saying that he's a criminal and trying to knock him out of 2024. It won't work. 74 million plus people will vote for an indicted Trump. Probably a lot more, because everyone knows, even Democrats know, they're just going after Trump for political reasons. There's no evidence at all. Where is the evidence? A New York Times article? None of the New York Times journalists have ever owned real estate in New York like Trump. So what do they know about, Trump's, like what Trump paid in taxes and his real estate holdings? Like, they are venturing into a discussion about New York real estate that even the IRS had no problem with pertaining to Trump. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. Alan Weisselberg is not going to flip. Very likely because he didn't do anything wrong, and neither did Trump. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now and subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel right now.